Yo, what is up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, man. Today it is. What the fuck? Alright. Man, today I'm fighting with my mind. I guess um it's my fourth, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it's my fourth day with no distraction, no cheap dopamine, no scrolling, no mindlessly consuming YouTube content. Yeah, just sticking to the task that I'm doing and focusing on getting the stuff done instead of just wasting time on endless dopamine hits. Today I can really feel my mind. Like my thoughts, they are so vivid, 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 and everything I'm thinking right now or any thoughts that is coming to my mind, it's pretty crazy, bro. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, right now I was just fighting my mind. My mind was like, fuck this shit, open YouTube, fuck this shit, do this thing or do this thing. You don't have to do this work or whatever that may be. You have been doing this thing for last 3 days, but I didn't give up or I didn't give up to my phone or anything. I was just lying there on my bed without phone, without any yeah, without phone. I'm following this I have this rule which is, not to use my iPhone when I'm on my bed. That's why I got a book which is, which I'm reading right now. That is made to stick. Yeah. So yesterday it was really good. I would say from 4:30 or 5 p.m. to 7. I was a bit distracted, but I was aware enough to see myself getting distracted and falling into the trap of mindlessly consumption mindless consumption of YouTube. But youtube youtube but but yeah, but stop the but I got back into my got back into my focus or flow and started doing cuts on my video. So I was able to utilize the time. And yeah, at night I did prepare the doc and SOP for the hook that editor is working on editor. And after that I did complete the Achieving Omniscience by Charlie Morgan. So that 3 hour video, it's done. And what I'm planning to do is, you know, I'll be watching at least half an hour every day because it has 8 modules or 10 modules, 8 modules, I guess. One more thing, like my lunch was prepared early, so I was not able to do my accent practice today. Maybe I'll do it at, you know, 6:30 or something like that before going to the gym, or at 7. So yeah. All right, we have 8 modules. So right now I have completed achieving omniscience. Next is subjugating reality, and as you can see, it is around 3 hours 24 minutes in length. And my goal is to go through this all modules, and through this 8 modules completed by the end of August. That is my goal. And here we have the thing which I need to work on. Is creating this doc.
100K a month cash on my agency. So what you want to do here, I was like, there's no way. Right.
Yeah. This is the doc that I want to create. So yeah, because this video is 3 hours 24 minutes in length. Identity ignition is 2 hours long. Oscillatory life cycle is 3 hours 12 minutes long. Trial by fire is 3 hours 30 minutes long. Polarity paradox is 2 hours 35 hours 35 minutes long. And unrelenting discipline is 4 hours 38 minutes. And this is 2 hours long. So all in all, if I say 6 7 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 and 22 23 24 25 hours 25 hours of content which is crazy. Like, my goal with this thing is to at least go through this twice a year, in the first quarter and in third quarter, and adapt everything that I need to do. So within 1 month I want to go through all of this thing. And so I guess we were not at specific conditions. I need to go through the module as well, which is the copywriting module. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. So I guess we were at paradigm, the way we see the world. So we have to observe reality. You use a paradigm, and think of your paradigm as a lens through which you see the world. It is collection of all the beliefs you hold true or false. Um, I can have this thing, bro. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Your paradigm is a lens through which you see the world. It is collection of your beliefs which you hold as true or false. And a belief is an articulated statement of perceived truth. It is what you think is true. In other words, assumption, judgment, conviction, principle, ideas, ideology, views, understanding, theories, knowledge, faiths, axioms, models, hypotheses, guesses, stance, and position. And your paradigm is broken down into two parts, that is worldview and identity. When you observe objective reality, you observe it through the lens of your worldview and identity. And your paradigm is broken down into three types of belief: knowledge based belief and judgment based belief. So, knowledge is what you believe exists is true and the objective binary details of it. So, for example, this is mouse. Like, this is the knowledge based belief. Like, I saw this thing as objectively in objective reality, this is mouse. And judgment is what you believe about what you believe exists is true. Once you form an opinion or have a judgment about something that you have just observed. So, objective reality is that this is mouse, but I can say this mouse is so good. I like the mouse, or this mouse really fits my hand, or this mouse is too small, or this mouse is too big. I should have got other mouse, or whatever that may be. I have the judgment of this mouse, and this is the judgment belief that I have. And the difference between knowledge belief and judgment belief is the following. Knowledge states the objective in binary. A plant exists in the plot, in the pot. Um, this is what you know to be true without labeling anything. Judgment labels the subjective experience of the objective using the scale of contrast, just like what I have done with the mouse. That is, the plant is green, the pot is small, the pot is big. The reason words green and small are judgment belief and are not knowledge belief is because they can be observed and questioned on the scale. How green is the plant? How small is the spot? They are labeled. They are labels after They are labels that are added after the observation of existence of component has made. So judgment beliefs that we have is based on the scale of contrast, it's fact versus opinion. If the observation can be questioned and is up to interpretation, it transcends knowledge and becomes a judgment. And third type is your identity, and it is broken down to one type of belief: self image belief. What you believe, what you believe true, what you believe about yourself in relation to what you believe exists is true. Or you can say it is a self image belief. The second you talk about something that starts with I, we, my, or whatever that may be. Like, these are the words that you identify with it. So I might say, I like this mouse. This is my self-image belief because I like this my mouse. When you make an observation of a component of reality, the first belief you form is knowledge belief. Like, if I see this mouse, I come to know that this is a mouse. Second, the judgment comes. Like, I create judgment about this thing. This is too dark, or this is too gray, or this is too small. And third comes the self-image belief, which is, what you believe to be true about yourself in relation to knowledge or judgment belief. This mouse is perfect in terms of how it fits my hand, like my word that we have used. This is the self-image belief. You cannot form identity around something without judging it first, and you can't judge something without knowledge, without the knowledge that it exists first. We observe the component of reality. When we observe components of reality, we always observe through them the trifecta of belief. Not always, though, it is impossible to observe something without making a knowledge and judgment based belief. So it is possible to make an observation without judgment, what we observe or relating to it. So it's this image sums up really good. The paradigm that we have, the way we see, or the lens through which we see the world, it is divided into two parts: worldview and identity. And it is divided into three beliefs, which is knowledge, judgment, and self-image. So he has that black flower analogy, and some, you know, let's go through one example. Component: a girl. Knowledge: there's a girl upstairs. Judgment: she is cute. I would like to go out and talk to her. Like me, or me. This is the judgment that I have about her. The knowledge is there is a girl upstairs. So, paradigm variance. Your subjective reality is personal reflection of objective reality. Everyone has different subjective reality. Some people may have similar subjective reality, but everyone has a slightly different one. This is why people have and live such lives. Everyone has their own unique perspective of reality, and your life is truly a reflection of your paradigm and what you believe is to be true. He gave an example as well, which is, this plant is poisonous, and a person A and B comes. They both observe the same painting, but this person has a yellow paradigm, this person has a blue paradigm. He sees the painting through his paradigm and confirms that this is a yellow flower which is safe to eat. Another one as well, he sees through his blue paradigm and says this is a blue flower, and they both confirm that this is not a black flower and this is safe to eat. Both of them eat, and both of them die. So we act out of our belief, and we don't always see the world objectivity. We don't always see the world objectively for what it is. We often misinterpret reality and fail to see the pure truth, and this can get in us in a trouble as well. And this is a really good example, like that he had, which is, if we have an elephant and if we blindfold couple of guys and show them a different parts of elephant, they are going to say different things based on their experience and what they think is in front of them or what they are feeling right now. So this guy might see the trunk, or this guy might feel the trunk and say it is a spear. This guy might see his ears and say it's a fan. This guy might see his stomach and he'll say it's a wall. Last one, he'll touch his tail and say it's a rope. Leg, it's a tree. So another example that he gave is, what we see is the circle and square, but in reality, it is the reflection or the shadow of a tube or a cylindrical object. So it depends on the point of reference and the availability of information, and we are extremely likely to make a mistake about what you are observing. This is because your paradigm is fundamentally limited to your sensory and imaginary experience, and of course, we are not omnipotent and godlike. So you are simply constrained and bound by what you have experienced and can't comprehend anything beyond it. So um, yeah, here's another example. They don't know they won't even try to get rich or get out of poverty because they don't even perceive it as an option. Like someone who haven't heard about money, his life, he has been living in a village and in a tribal community, and he doesn't know the concept of money. Then how he is going to, like, he is not going to even try to get rich or out of poverty because he does not perceive it as an option. Here's the another example. So this is how your paradigm works. Your behaviors, your actions are constrained by it. All of your experience forms all of your experience from all of your belief, and all of your belief form your paradigm. Therefore your reality is a fundamental product of experience, and if you don't experience, it's not real to you. Good quote by Mark Twain. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure just ain't so. So this is a really good reality ladder. Your reality comes from the sum of every action that you have taken, or your life, or wherever I am right now. It is there from all the actions that I have taken, and my actions, the actions that I took, comes from all the decisions that I have ever made. All the decisions comes from all the sum of options that I pursued at that particular time. All my perceived options came from my thought, like what did I think and what were the options that I had. And all my thoughts came from my paradigm, the way I see the world based on what I have experienced. But where does your paradigm come from? It comes from some of all of your beliefs, and your beliefs come from some of all of your experiences. So pretty much to say, your experiences forms your beliefs gives you a paradigm, the way you see the world, or the lens through which you see the world. It influences your thoughts. You perceive it as the options, like whatever you see. You take decisions based on whatever options that you perceive, and by taking decision, you act on that decision, and this is your reality. So experiencing experience. It's pretty crazy. What is belief and how do they form, or are we born with it, or do they come out of nowhere? A belief is a statement of perceived truth about a component of reality. Remember, belief exists in three forms, that is, knowledge, judgment, and self image, and any belief you can categorize into three types. You can may you can have many belief about certain components of reality. For example, bread, I don't know, bucket, bucket. How do we say this thing? Whatever that may be, it's very clear. Like self-image, my, I don't know, and that looks like a sword, or that is a light brown on the scale of contrast. But where do this statement come from? They come from your experiences, and experiences are how reality manifests to us. Every experience exists in a mind. Even if you're looking at something, hearing something, smelling something, we hallucinate reality as an experience in our mind. And all experience are subjective experience. They are projected image of reality filtered through your paradigm, and this is how they form. A component of objective reality exists, this glass. I observe it through five senses, just by touching it or by seeing it. Observation is made through a paradigm. I like this glass. This is really good compared to previous glass that I had for my coffee. It has this handle that is really good. The previous one didn't had the handle, so it is pretty good to hold. And yeah, And a reflection of reality is created in the mind of observer like a mirror, and this reflection is called experience. So right now my experience with this is really good compared to the previous one, and that is how I have the paradigm for this glass, or drinking my coffee. Now whenever I drink my coffee, I will have this experience of drinking with this glass, and anytime I drink coffee with another glass or anywhere, I will think about this thing as well. So yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty crazy, bro. It's pretty crazy. Everything is an experience. Every thought, every dream, every time you open your eyes, listen, smell, touch, every conversation, every moment, every second, for as long as conscious. So not when you're unconscious. And this is not when you go on holiday or try a new restaurant. It is everything. So your belief is some of your experiences, but how are your experiences in a way, shape, or form related to your belief systems? Your experiences are filtered through your paradigm. Experiences explain. Experience experiencing. There are three types of experience: initial experience, confirming experience, and denying experience. So initial experience is the first experience or impression of something. Confirming experience happens when we make an observation of reality and synthesize information using our consciousness that confirms what we already believe to be true about the world. Same with the denying experience. It happens when we synthesize information, we make an observation of reality and synthesize using our consciousness that denies what we already believe to be true about the world. So here's the example that he gave, which is initial experience when you are on skiing holiday and you see a big white figure. Confirming experience, watch a documentary about Bigfoot. Denying experience, you go back to the same place and start searching for him and you are not seeing him. And self image based, making money harder is much on harder for me. Father tells you online money is scam. You buy a dropshipping course and to get ripped off, and denying an experience, this is the course, like the mindset thing. Of course it is for free, but yeah. So here's how a belief is formed. I know this video is long, bro. It's 30 minutes, but it's fine. I just want to complete this. Like, yeah, we are at the end itself. So you experience an objective component of reality and create knowledge-based belief, and therefore establishing what you think is fundamentally true and existing. Based on your existing belief, biases, and perspective, you will judge the experience and have solidified into judgment. And based on your identity beliefs, you will identify with it. The experience just has solidified into knowledge, the judgment you have made about the knowledge. So you go to Dubai and visit Burj Khalifa. You know the Burj Khalifa exists, the new knowledge. You judge the Burj Khalifa as tallest building in the world, and you identify by saying you like the design of Burj Khalifa. Both of this came from initial experiences where you experience something for very first time, and when you had your initial experiences, you essentially lock the reality in and take a stance from these beliefs. And from this stance, you will now view the world and form future beliefs and opinions about the reality that align with new perspective. So here's the thing: when you have a new initial experience, your judgment, your identity with it are formed in accordance to what you already have experienced and believed it to be true. Understand, every single belief in your life came from initial experience. Belief don't just come out of nowhere or and spawn in, and there has to be an input of information from reality, and every single new belief you form in your life will be based on and biased by your existing belief. So here's an example that he gave, like this is the belief that you have and these are the events that happens, which is friends buy and Ferrari, or winning lottery, or landlords increasing rent, or bank collapses and rich person dies. So From knowledge based belief, you believe that money is evil based on your initial experience. Like, what did your father tell you when you were 7 years old? You judge the event from a judgment based belief and identify the events with your judgment forming self image belief. So, you have this belief of money is evil. You have this paradigm, which is the way you see the world, the lens that you use to see the world, and these are the events that has happened. And how you identify with the events. We are not friends anymore. For if your friends buys a Ferrari, why would you, bro? This is a horrible burden. I hate my landlord. Justice was done today. Good riddance. But let's have a person be who has a belief, money is great, money is abundant, and you have a healthy relationship with money, and your relationship with money is positive. So after same events with different paradigm or different lens, you will see what a legend. This is best thing ever. I understand my landlord. He's in here to make money, and I respect that thing. Bank collapses. This is terrible. A rich person dies. What a shame. So his point is, like, this is from Charlie Morgan. Every belief you hold near or dear to your heart can be traced back to initial experience. It didn't just happen, or it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It can be traced back to a real conscious experience you had. And likewise, if you ever change a belief, it was because of the experience. Cool, bro. This is mind-blowing thing. But yeah, I have already watched this video, 1 year back, or maybe 1 year back. So 1 or 1.5 year, 2 years back. So yeah, it's really good. I'll go through this complete thing and I'll try to finish it by August and do this kind of videos. And yeah, let's see, bro. I need to get back to work. Peace, peace.